So this is a quick video for those of you that are having some issues with seeing your controllers or losing your controllers after you've been building your game. It isn't just you, because there's a couple of different versions of Unity out there, and a couple of different packages that people are downloading. It's been happening quite a bit. So what my solution is that you go back to the original scene. So assets, and hopefully you have not overwritten this scene. But if you can, you can go back and get the link to the project and download it. But actually, it's just the assets, scenes, and create with VR scene. Okay. It mainly just has the rig and the plane. I went ahead and after I opened this scene, I went ahead and got the room. Course library, prefabs, room. I dragged the room up just so I could show it. So opening the beginning scene, remember, don't save over that scene. You want to keep that, whenever they give you a scene when you open up a project, you want to keep that scene as it is. Immediately save a new scene as soon as you open it. So you're going to open up the Create with VR scene, you're going to have your rig, and let's make sure that says origin. Remember, we're using 2021.3, and we're now doing the 2021 version of the exercise. And you're going to open up the opening scene. You're going to go ahead and, well, you don't have to put a room in if you don't want to, but put a room in there. And then you're going to get the XR simulator. So that means we're going to go to Assets, Samples, whatever it shows down here. We're looking for XR Interaction. You may have a different folder than I do, but mine's XR Interaction. You may have to open up XR something before then. And then with mine, I'm just going here. So Samples, XR Interaction Toolkit 2.3, and Simulator. If you want to, you can take this little button here and move it so you can see it a little bit better. And there it is right there. Drag it into your game. So now we just have the opening scene with the rig, origin, and room or no room, and the simulator. So now when you play it, you should see your controller. So here's my left, spacebar spacebar right, shift, and my mouse wheel, scrolling, moving, etc. So if you lose your controllers, that's the best way to go get them, and just make sure you have the controllers. And then just start building your room from there. Save a new scene and just throw some furniture inside there. At least you know you have controllers, you know it's working. So I'm going to save a new scene now. Let's just say save as. Scenes, and I'm going to say C controllers. So remember, when you open up that first scene, don't save over it. Now let's go a little bit further for those of you that are further. And I'm going to go here. So I have my WASD working, and I'm teleporting, holding down, in this case I'm holding down space because it's my right controller, and hit D. Teleporting, now I'll hold down shift and go to my D again. Teleporting. And let's move around a little bit. And I need to make this up. Teleporting. I think I teleported out of the room, but and I realized that getting these things to move sometimes can be a pain. Moving around the room and getting them to turn. Let's get back up there. And I think I'm too far out of my room to get on that simulator. Okay. So you should be teleporting. I realize moving these things around can be a pain, but I'm teleporting around my room. Um, there. So I'm going to put a little cheat sheet up as far as how to move with the simulators. If you have a headset, of course, it's a heck of a lot easier. Um, you don't have to worry about moving around and looking and getting your different perspective and everything. So I realize it can sort of be a pain, but I'll get a little cheat sheet so you guys can start fooling around with it. Okay, but let's go back and see what. And there's my left. For some reason it is. Oh, it's just teleporting across the room. So let's go back and see some of the packages you need. So especially if you're going to be moving WASD. So the packages we need, and I first suggest you get your controller working with the sample scene, is we need the XR plugin management. You may have to re-import if they got the new driver there, XR Interaction Toolkit. And this is where I got the 2.3 pre-release. That's what letting me move WASD. So you may want to get the newest one, 2.3, and re-import these assets. You need these things to move. And then you need to have the Open XR plugin, and you may have to re-import these too if there's a newer version. Now the problem with this XR Interaction Toolkit here, when we re-import it, is that it gives us this. Edit project settings. This thing. So this is right here. So edit project settings, and then down to XR Interaction Toolkit. It gives us this. So when we check that, actually if we look in our game, I think I even removed the simulator because that new version, when it's checked, gives you the simulator. And I think it ghosts it if you have it in here. So I took my simulator and I took it out. So I actually took the simulator out of my thing here. If I brought it in, it was ghosted. So it all depends on what version you have. If you don't have that latest version, you couldn't do it. But because I wanted to go WASD, I had to get that latest driver because my controllers were not moving. So make sure you have those three options. If you have the Oculus, you need to get it also. So if you have an Oculus headset, you need to go to your package manager and you need to let me get bring it in from the registry if you don't have it, and then let's go to the in our project. So the Oculus, I brought that plugin in. So when I have an Oculus headset, so I made sure I brought this plugin in, and then in my settings, if you have a headset, project settings, XR plugin, you have to check this Oculus. There, and here, under here, so this one, and this one has an Oculus too. It works really good on my headset. I'm in my room, I can teleport, I can look around, I can move. And what I did with my settings for my rig, and let's go through these two. So if you're not moving at all in your game and your controllers aren't working, I mean, if you're not teleporting, so you're clicking on something, nothing's happening with the teleportation, then you need to make sure on your origin, and it should say origin here, that you add the locomotion system. Going down here, typing in locomotion, and then you drag your rig over here. So locomotion, drag your rig over and fill this. And then snap turn provider, action based, and you're going to grab your locomotion and drag it down. And then teleportation provider, so that we can move. So you're going to drag your locomotion down there again. And then if you want to do WASD, which I do in my game, I have both the snap turn provider for my right hand, so I can click and teleport and move around, but I also have a continuous move provider on my left hand. So that way I can use a WASD. And I dragged my locomotion system down here. Well, I think I did. Let's see if I didn't. Okay, there it is there. So now I can use my left hand and push a button and move around my room, or I can use the snap turn for my teleportation and turn around and look. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to save a new scene. Just save the scene. So that, again, if your controllers aren't turning white, then you don't have the locomotion system and the snap turn and the teleportation provider on your rig. On your rugs, like my mats, you need to have teleportation anchor. So on what you're going to teleport from, you need to have a teleportation anchor on there. And we use the target up and forward. Target up and forward. And if you're looking at my rugs, let's click on this one. I wanted them to face into the room, so I use the global local. I use local here. So click on whatever you're going to use because I wanted them to face into the room. Get local, and then of course you just go here and click on the rotate and rotate your rug so it goes around. So check all these settings. Don't panic. You can send me pictures, or if need be, you can send me the project and we'll get it going. I will make a video of my headset because it's pretty cool looking through what I have right now if you have the headset. So anyway, don't get frustrated or give up. We'll get these settings going, and we're dealing with different versions of Unity and different versions of the package manager, so it's going to take a little bit of doing.